and welcome to MGP392. I'm Kevin. With me as ever, there's Sheepdog, Anna and Pab. Say hello, boys and girls.
Hello.
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 And how are we all on this fine Friday evening / Saturday morning when it's released? Obviously, we don't want to break the illusion for everybody listening. It's we're recording it live, I promise. Whenever you're listening, it's all happening live.
We can't have that. Good? That means that I'm 3 beers in on Saturday morning.
Yeah, that sounds about right, Sheepdog. We've met you before. Sheepdog has not stopped drinking since the end of the last show that we did 2 weeks ago, because obviously we missed a podcast last week because Sheepdog couldn't be bothered to do it. So me and Anna were so upset that we had to go down to London to get away from the podcast gear. So, because if we were here, we'd have looked at it and thought, we can't do a podcast because of Sheepdog, because it's his birthday. So
it wasn't that.
We just abandoned the gear and went to London so that we didn't have to cry all weekend. Sheepdog, on the other hand, has just spent that entire time drinking, and he's not sobered up yet. He's a monster.
This is your fault because you gave me a random cylinder with powdery stuff in it that could make me 25 pints of beer, and just by the sheer coincidence of maths and time and space, it happened to finish brewing on my birthday. I didn't plan it that way. I just remembered it needed brewing. But it hit 30 days on my birthday. And, yeah.
That didn't mean you had to start drinking then and then never stop.
It's very nice. So, yes, it did. It's just so strong, I can't really drink more than 3 at a time.
Yeah. Sheepdog was telling us before the podcast started about how he remembers 3 or 4 days ago when he could still see before the booze sent him blind, and he now just kind of sits in his little drinking hole in the floor, and that's it. It's just him and the beer now. So
I don't know how it's so strong. It tastes
because you
normal.
made it. You made it, and you just doubled all the ingredients. That doesn't sound like a lot. I'll stick a little extra in.
Squirting lighter fluid into it. Yeah, it's just
exactly.
like, it's all see-through.
I remember the time me and you tried to make mulled wine, and you told me to pour brandy in it because the wine wasn't strong enough.
Yeah, well, I like flavour. And
that's not flavour. That's just adding alcohol for the sake of adding alcohol. You don't need to add brandy to wine.
Well, the flavour is fire, Kevin. That's what I like. I like it to burn. But yeah, I told you earlier I had one barely after I'd finished work, and then thought I've had one. I might as well have another one. And it's just carried on from there. I'm on a roll. This has just been my evening. I was finishing Parks and Recreation, which we were discussing before the show. I've just binged the whole series back to back for like 3 weeks or whatever it was. I'm merry. I'm on a high. It's great. I thought, what a way to end the week. Talk to you lot, record a podcast, and then bank holiday weekend.
Is it a bank holiday?
It is.
Yep.
I have no concept of when bank holidays are anymore. Now I'm self-employed. I have no idea that bank holidays still exist.
You can't work on Monday.
Monday.
Yeah. Got to have a day off now, ain't you?
I won't.
You got to.
I'll be celebrating winning Streamer Showdown Season 6 and becoming Kevy 4 times. That'll be a day of celebration.
Yeah, but you don't want to, like, the poor bankers of the UK, they only get a couple of days off a year, and they're going to be sat at home in their garden, and you're going to be
it's not YouTubers' holiday, is it? If it's a bank holiday, that means people are off work. They need double content. They'll be bored. I should stream all day.
You should.
I'm at work, Kevin.
I need to buy a desk, damn it.
How come you're at work if it's a bank holiday?
She doesn't work in a bank, Kev.
Oh, that's ridiculous. Why don't you work in a bank, Anna?
I don't understand bank holidays. I've never really... everyone gets...
The day the bank's shut, isn't it?
Yeah, but everyone gets so jolly about it. I'm like, you're going to work on Tuesday. Like, I don't get it.
It's a day off.
Yeah,
it's a day off work.
But
Some of us love our work. And
don't you get double pay or anything like that?
No. Which is annoying, but I think I get a day in lieu, if I'm honest.
I think you should be allowed to just take a bottle of gin off the back shelf behind your till. Go home.
Because people come in like, working on a bank holiday.
Because the beer's not strong enough.
Well, she can add it to my beer if she doesn't want to drink it.
Well, I don't drink anyway, not really.
Well,
I'm on to my second glass now, Kevin. You'll be pleased to know.
I'm delighted, yeah. I'm over the moon. Drunk Sheepdog. We had a little bit of a false start on this week's podcast, so we've allowed Sheepdog to get even drunker than he would have been if we'd have just got on with it in in the correct order of things. So I think we're probably going to have to throw to Sheepdog first, because if we don't,
Good point.
he's going to be absolutely nonsensical by the time we get round to his turn, and he'll just sit there mumbling, "Pokemon, Simpsons tapped out." That's all we're going to get out of him.
In the last 10 minutes, Pab kept dropping innuendo, and I kept thinking maybe I am drunk because I'm just seeing all these dirty jokes I can crack.
There's no maybe. You are drunk.
I'm not really, but I will start first because I will forget the name of the game that I played if I don't. Like I normally do, I went on Game Pass and I saw what games were on there, and weirdly, I thought this was new to Game Pass, but looking it up later on, it was added to Game Pass in April, and I've just missed it. There's a game called Levelhead, which is basically Xbox's answer to having your own kind of Mario Maker on the Xbox. It's basically a delivery company who they have little robots that's supposed to deliver packages, and before they're allowed out to deliver packages, you have to train them by making them just do loads of levels where they carry a box through the level and drop it on the end platform, and you finish the level. The idea is you play through their levels, but you can also make your own levels and challenge each other with your mad ideas. And it's great fun. Really enjoying it. The level making bit of it is basically identical to the Mario Maker one. It's all a grid. You pick what you want to put in, and you put it in the boxes you want to put it in. There's lots of like bits throughout the level where you can save your progress, so that if you die all the time. There's no lives. There's no kind of threat to dying. You just keep trying to do it, and then if you die, you go back to the marker point and you just try again. I thought I was really good at it for the first like 20 levels, and then every level now I die like 50 times, and then I fluke my way through it just on fire and whatever, and then I carry on to the next level. But it has been really good fun, and I mean, for you two who stream all the time, it seems like it'd be an easy one for you to just get some more. Like you've done Mario Maker before. This is another option there that you could potentially look at. It's got quite a good quirky humour to it. I can't remember the name of the company. It was Butterscotch Shenanigans or something like that.
That sounds like my kind of company.
Exactly. Yeah, Butterscotch Shenanigans was the name of the company.
That's basically my motto.
And they have like the company. I can't remember the company motto. I don't want to spoil it either, really. But they sing their motto in quite a funny way. It's got a good sense of humour to it. It feels a little bit like they've gone for the like AI computer-y character that's it's not as sarcastic or mean as GLaDOS, but it's got a bit of a comedy to it. I played it and I thought, when I first started, I thought this reminds me of Megastan, and then I thought actually it's a good game. I shouldn't really have compared it to my debacle, but no, all the way through I thought Kev would probably like this, and it'd probably be fun for him to do videos with, because he would die a lot and it'd be entertaining to watch him do it. But yeah, it's good. It's on Xbox Game Pass. You just get it if you haven't already. It's I'm shocked that it's been there that long, because I always go through it and read what the games are and see where it'd be up my street. And the moment I read this, I thought, yeah, this sounds like it's for me. I'll get it. It was like only like 450 meg as well, so it was really quick to download. It is on Steam as well. It may also be on other. Let's have a quick look. It's on the Switch, so there you go, Kev. Even better.
Huzzah!
Finally, a Mario Maker for the Switch. It's what you've always wanted.
Excellent.
And iOS apparently, which I didn't see when I was looking before. So yeah, it's very good. As I say, it's called Levelhead, and I am very impressed. And my son really wants to have a go, but I've not let him yet. I'm wary of letting him because you saw this on Twitter in the week. He somehow has broken his Switch, and Nintendo do not know what's wrong with it, so I've got to send it into them to fix it.
Wow.
The error codes on the internet were useless, and they just all the information you guys sent to me on Twitter do the reset that brings up the menus to let you factory reset it and all of that. That's basically, they just sent me an email saying do this, do that, and I was like, oh, I've already spoken to the internet. I didn't need the internet's opinion. I need Nintendo's. So they want us to post it to him. It is in warranty, so it should be fine. But he's gutted because basically the only game out of all the Nintendo games that doesn't do cloud saving is Pokemon Sword and Shield, because apparently they don't want people cheating and hacking it and having extra Pokemon they shouldn't have, even though that's all the internet does with Pokemon. So you can't cloud save. So all these other games should be fine. When he loads up his profile, they should be there. But he's basically lost the Pokemon I spent a £5 on last week to get him from Japan, and the Pokemon they gave away in July that was limited edition, and all of this. So he's genuinely
He's only
gutted.
lost them if it's completely kaput, surely.
Well,
if they fix it and send it back, it should be
No,
fine.
because when I used to send Nandies off, they would completely reset it. So they would say take out any games that you can get out and any memory cards. Just take them out and just send them the dock. That's why I was like, have you taken the memory card out? Have you checked that? So if they're not on there and they're not...
What worries me a bit is that I tried doing the factory reset without wiping game saves, and I think basically what's happening is it's running for 30 seconds and then it's just giving a black screen with an error code on it. And I started the factory reset without deleting anything, and it just crashed straight away. But then it started up and it tried to say, like, welcome to Nintendo Switch, what language do you want it in, what country are you in? And when you tell it you're in Europe, it just goes white screen. I haven't tried any other areas just in case it hates Europe, but it just does a white screen and won't let me load any further. So I think it tried to do a factory reset, got 20 seconds into it, but it's basically wiped everything. But I'm gonna have to say to Nintendo, if there's any way you can factory reset this without losing the data, please do. But I'm not going to hold my breath. I think I'm going to have to just end up trawling eBay and forums and seeing if I can find him these Pokemon. But he was so upset, bless him. I felt really guilty. I mean, in the back of my mind, I was thinking, Sheepdog, you have these Pokemon in your file. You could just give him yours. And then part of me was like, they're just gone, mate. I don't know what I can do. There is no answer.
You are the worst human in existence.
No, because I know what he means. Because when Andy did his, he lost his what's it called, Animal Crossing thing, and I was like, I don't want to give him mine. I spent so many hours.
Yeah,
because you don't want to.
That was like the first 2 months of my lockdown catching them all. I'm a Pokemon master now. He's not. You know, if he wants to become a Pokemon master, he wants to put the effort in.
If this is the speech you gave him, that's why he was upset. It wasn't the Switch.
Well, he needs to get good. And yeah, so I don't know what they're going to do. I'm hoping that you're right. They send it back sorted. I might put a little note in there saying, please don't wipe this. It's got really important Pokemon on it. And when they wipe it, I'll just be like, Nintendo, how could you? And hope that they introduce him to Mario or something. I don't know. But I imagine they're just going to wipe it and just send me a middle finger back in the post. It's a shame because, as I say, he was just getting back into it all as well, which is a pain in the side. They brought out Mega Evolution in Pokemon Go, and he was so hyped. I told him they were just coming out, like maybe Thursday, and because I told him they might be coming out, he grabbed my wife's phone and was like, we're getting in the car, let's go. And I was like, we can't just go, they're not out yet, we'll just be driving around town doing nothing. So an hour later they actually came out, and he just like, right, in the car. So I ended up driving around Deepin for like 2 hours just trying to catch Mega Pokemon, and he's never been that hyped in over a year. So I was really happy that he was on this kind of Pokemon hype train. But yeah, the Switch has kind of ruined it on him, bless him. There was one other game I played. I was slightly stalling there. I know it seemed seamless in my ramble, but there was a big update for Grounded, and I thought, yay, they might add some story to it. And so I did it, and I got onto it, and it's really clunky because it's still in beta. It doesn't quite work properly. My controls go a bit clunky with everything. Finally got into it after faffing for ages. And all they'd done was added in a couple of little missions from the robot and like tweaked the power of a few bits and made shelters a bit. And I was like, this game's so frustrating because it looks like it's got the bare bones of a fun game that could be really good when it's finished. But they're adding in very basic little tweaks. I can't understand how people are spending any real time on this. You know, there's not that much to do. People are building a few habitats and stuff, like little kind of structures, but I don't know what their intentions are. I thought they'd be adding story to it. I thought there'd be kind of a plot to the world. And it just seems like they want people to aimlessly build houses and kill bugs, which maybe I just don't understand that type of gamer. It's not me, so maybe they love it. I just don't see this game being successful if that's all they're offering people. I know it's only like on version 0.2, so they could grow loads, but I'd love to know what their plan is. I don't know if they've published it anywhere, but it just doesn't seem like a very interesting and full game. I had a lot of high hopes for it when I started it, and update 2 or whatever it is, August update, just wasn't very good.
Well, it's a preview, isn't it? So it's not actual release game, it's just preview.
Yeah, but when you announce this is our big step for this month, I was expecting it to be like a giant step almost, like it's gone from 1 to 2. I was going to say I was expecting it to double because it went from 1 to 2. That's dumb. That's not quite what I meant. But I just thought the first step was quite big, and you're like, oh, this has got a lot of promise. Step 2's been quite a whimper, and I don't know. You kind of want a few big steps in a row to gain momentum. If it turned out every month they were just chucking out this fantastic episode of brilliance, then 6 months in you'd kind of forgive them for having a down month. But this is basically a month and a bit on from when I started it, and it's like, yeah, you've not really done anything. I even checked. I went down the list on their site to just read their release notes, and it was like, nope, you really haven't added anything in. You just literally start this game as, I'm a kid, I'm small. You don't explain whether the kid expected to be small, whether they're small by mistake, whether they're actually an employee of this random small company you find, why the company's there. You don't know anything at this point, and it just seems a bit bizarre. I just don't see why you'd want to have this game being showcased like this, because there's very little to do in it, basically.
Interesting.
That is my lot, though. That's what I've been playing.
Splendid. Anna, you've had gazillions of new games this week, or this last 2 weeks. I bought you one, and you were playing a different one today, so that's at least 2. I don't know how many gazillions, but 2 seems like a lot.
It is. So the one you're referring to is Paper Mario, and they're something king. I don't have the case, so I don't know.
Origami.
Yeah,
that's the one.
So if you've played Mario. Hold on. If you played Paper Mario before, this is not like that. In other games, you would collect stickers to use in battles. In this one, you don't, and I don't like it because I used to like that. This one, you encounter an enemy, you're taken to an arena, and this arena, you're in the centre of 3 rings. Before you can fight the enemies, you have to get these enemies either in a straight line or in a cluster of 4. So if they're in a line, you jump on them. Or if they're in a cluster of 4, you hit them with a hammer. And that's literally it. You don't, I've played it for about 10 hours, and all I have got at the moment is boots, shiny boots, iron boots. And the iron and shiny boots, after a while, are no longer usable. I don't know what happens to them, but you can no longer use them. And with the hammer, I have hammer and shiny hammer. And again, the shiny hammer, after a while, you can no longer use, so you have to buy them. It's weird. It's not the Paper Mario I know from before. I guess they're doing different, who knows, but I prefer the other one.
Is it a big game, do you know? Is it like a full-on, or is it like a small instalment type job?
I have no idea, but it was like 50 quid. And
I was about to say how much.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
£50.
And Paper Mario, I don't think I've finished a Paper Mario game because they are so big and there is so much to do. So basically, this king person has taken over, and you encounter his sister, who, I don't know what she wants, but she wants to take him back or stop him, what he's doing. Because basically, he's getting enemies and he's folding them, whereas in Paper Mario, everyone is flat and paper.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, the castle gets taken away, and the castle is suspended on a mountain, but with 5 streamers, like paper streamers, and you have to go to each one to unstream it. I'm not quite sure what you do with streamers, but I've done one, and I had to go up a mountain. I had to go and beat something. Oh, no, that was it. So like, you have boss battles, and the boss battles, oh my god, there was this one last week, I had to turn it off because it was doing my head in. So, I was at the top of the mountain for this, like, the first ribbon streamer thing, and you get up there, and you're thinking, oh, I've been doing this, that, and the other with these normal enemies, this will be fine. Oh, no. This was a pack of crayons, of pencils, like colouring pencils. It was in a metal case, and they were pencils, and the pencils were being used as rockets. And like so before you would be in the middle of the ring, and that would be you. For boss battles, the boss is in the middle, and you have to get into the middle. Now you think, oh, that'd be fine. No. They're so the circles are segmented into, and they have certain symbols on them. So some of the symbols are like arrows going forward, left and right, and they are to traverse the rings. So if where you're standing at the edge of the ring, if you get one that's going forward, then you'd get on and say the first arrow is left, you'd get on and you would go left, and then you would go left until you hit another arrow. But on that, as you're going that way, you can hit things like a new heart to refill your health, or like an extra double power. But you have to do that and get to the ring, but you only have so many moves to do it. That bugged me so much, because I was like, what now? What? Because I don't know. I just can't picture them things in my head before I do them. So you have to plan it and then execute the action, and I can't do that. I found that hard. And I was like, if this is a kids game, kids probably will get this, but for me, I kept going to the side of it or in front of it, and if you get in front of it, then you've got no chance. It just like beats you up and then chucks you back to the side, and then you have to do it again. But when you do get behind it, you get a special power where your arms, I think they're called like 10,000 folds, and like they're massive arms that come out, and then they do like massive damage. You also use them arms during your like gameplay as you're going through the world, because it'll be like you'll see a sticker on the wall and you're like, well, I can't get that, and then you'll find something, a special spot wall open on the floor, you stand on that, and then you get your 10,000 fold arms and pull it down. When it started, the game was on motion controls. I don't like motion controls with a handheld game, because like you would have to move it left and right, and then you would have to like slam your switch down to like pull it down. No, not doing that, because I don't have the strongest ones. I don't want to fling my switch across the floor. So I turned them off. I don't do motion controls with just like handheld gaming. It's weird. But yeah, it's different. Maybe I should have watched the Nintendo Direct for it, but I was like, I heard Paper Mario. I already played like 2 of them. I knew what I thought I was getting into, but I'm not. So it's different. They may want to rethink that and go back, because it's not great. It's just not the same. Like, I used to go around and you'd like pull a bush down and you'd get like a new sticker, a shiny sticker, a big sticker for like special powers, but no. Not in this one, unfortunately. So, yeah, I played it for a week. I've still got it. I'll play it again as and when I want a Mario fix. Because, like, I have got a lot of Mario. Like, I've got the, whatever it's called, on the Switch. And I have the Rabbids one on the Switch. So, yeah, like a bit of Mario. What else have I played? I've also... So, last time I was on, I was saying that the Xbox Life is Strange next game was out. It was out, but it wasn't available. I can't remember what it's called, and I don't have my Xbox on. But I played it yesterday, and you are playing as twins. So what I've gathered in like the hour that I have played, I think it's like in the end or something like that. Basically, you're twins, but one of you is transgender. So there's a girl and a boy, and the boy, I'm thinking, this is like right at the start, the boy said he was going to show. He was in a police station. He goes, "I was going to show my mum my new haircut, and I killed her." And then you're like 15 years in the future, and I think she's dead. Like, well, obviously he's dead. I killed my mum. I'm not sure who or what is taking over the house, but they need to go to the house to clear it for some reason. And that's all I've got, because, like, with these games, yes, they're episodic, but they are long. Like, you could be 3 or 4 hours in one of these episodes, like The Walking Dead and stuff. They're long stories. They take a while. So, one of them was either in prison, like the boy was either in prison or was at a residential thing helping other troubled children. I'm not quite sure where that is. And then his sister was at university, I think. And now they've come together to go back home, which is in like Alaska, I think. And they need to clear a house. And that's literally all I got to. I have no idea what's going on. But they have like this weird telepathic thing. They can see things from the past as themselves in the past doing things. And like, it's like, so one of them, you need to get into the shed. And you look into the shed and you can see like ghostly movements of them two when they were younger, and then that will show you where the key is hidden. So, yeah, it's Life is Strange people doing a new game. I'm all for that, because I do like Life is Strange. It's a good game. So I played that for like an hour and a bit because I was doing baths. And then today, after a long time, Wasteland 3 has come out. I think it's on everything, but I've played it on Xbox because it was on Game Pass. Like, if I can save,
Is
like,
it?
Yeah, it's free on
Really?
there. Yeah. So,
Wow.
it's been on there for months. But you know how they do that thing where they put it on there and go,
yeah.
"Oh,
Preload.
I'm not ready to play right now." I'm like, oh, yeah, I hate when because they did it for Will-O-Wisp. Like, I was like, "Oh, is that out now?" Went on it, no, not till April, and I'm like, "Oh, for goodness." Yeah, but so that came out today. I'm playing it on Xbox.
Mind the gap between the train and the platform.
Mind the
I
gap.
agree, though. You should mind the gap between the train and the platform.
Yes, that's what he's been watching today. So what are you doing?
You should. We should mention his new game. I mean, that links in very nicely to his new game that he's been playing as well.
What new game?
Go on then, Kev. You could probably do that while Anna
I don't know what it's called. The London Underground game
Oh God!
that he was playing.
Yeah. But
What's that called?
The
Train
train
Sim 2 or something?
Train Simulator.
Is it on
World
Game Pass
2.
or something at the moment? I saw.
The first one is. The second one is not. I
But
suppose
the second one has London Underground on it.
It
So
does.
he,
Train Simulator 2, you were saying, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yes, Train Simulator
Whistle.
2. Pardon?
Whistle train.
The whistles, yeah.
Train World Simulator 2.
Yes, I know.
there you go. Train World Simulator 2. Well, now we've got the name right.
I don't play these games, but yeah, Bakerloo Line's on there, and he enjoys it very much. He sits on the platforms and waits up to 15 minutes. Don't know why it takes so long on the Bakerloo Line, but yeah, he'll sit there and wait 15 minutes for the train to come, and then he'll either watch it go or get on it, and off he goes wherever that goes. It's Piccadilly
I find it
Circus.
really relaxing when my son plays these games. I think it's because he's quiet. I don't have to do anything. And I just sit there watching him play them, and I'm like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
Anna's a little less relaxed because of the price of the DLC on the previous version of this game. So it was like $3,500 worth of DLC on the first one.
Yikes.
So
But
if
that's for, like,
he really
every
gets into
game.
it and wants the whole tube network, the whole train network, it's going to cost a fortune.
Yeah.
That's mad, isn't it?
But, like,
God.
because apparently there isn't a train game, well, as far as I'm aware, that has a London Underground on it. This was, like, a big selling point for them. They're like, oh, we've got this. Oh, and now we've got London Tube. Like, what, there's not a London Tube game out? That just sounds bizarre because it's, like, iconic, but apparently there's not. But, like, there is other trains. I've not seen them go anywhere else but Underground on that. At the moment, it's like £21, $21.24 I paid the other day because it's got 10% off. Don't know why, but it does. So he's got that, and is quite happy because like he came out the day we were leaving for London, and he knew it was coming out that day. And I was like, yes, when we get home. Yes, when we get home. So like all the time we were in London, I was like, yes, when we I told him we'll get home. Like if he wouldn't do anything like, well, then no Train Simulator. And then he would finally like go, yes, I want that game. So he would come along. But yeah, he likes that. I don't, because I don't really like them. But he can drive. Like today, I watched him get in the driving area and having a look around. So because it is hard to drive it, but he just likes to wait on the platform, which I find so weird. But he
So that's
loves
what you
it.
do in real life.
Yeah, I guess so. So Wasteland.
You can't just transport yourself into the driver's seat in real life.
Yeah, I guess. Anyway, games I've played. Wasteland 3 came out today. I put it on about 8 o'clock. I was just checking, because normally with Game Pass games, you can wait all day until like the evening for it to come out. But I went on there, it was already out, but then I had to update, so I left it to update. Played it for a little bit. It's more colourful. It's got a colourful palette. Because Kevin went, is this your game? I went, yeah. He went, it's colourful. I went, yeah, I know.
I feel a little bit guilty, Anna.
Why?
I asked for a review code for this for you, and they sent one, but I didn't get the alert on my phone, and I've just seen I've got it. So, Pab, would you like to review it?
Oh, no.
On what?
That's awful. PS4?
I'll have it.
Anna will still want it.
Yeah.
Oh, what did you get it on?
Because she's
It's on
playing it on
Xbox.
Game Pass.
Oh, well, there
There
you
you
go.
go.
I'll send it to you now. Edit this out, Pab. Oh, I'm such a monster, though. I'm really
no.
sorry. I got the email, and I was like,
From
that
this
sounds like an
point
Anna
on,
game.
Anna is reviewing the PlayStation version that she has played following receiving a review code.
I'm the worst, though. Why is this my responsibility again? I know I've got no shame, and I just asked
To be
for stuff.
sober.
But no, for some reason, my Gmail account no longer gives me notifications,
Mine
and
doesn't
they're on.
either. Yeah.
And so I have to remember to check my Gmail, but I'm always in the habit of, I've got a notification, I'll click it, and it doesn't do that anymore. And so when I got the email, it was like 2 days later. I said, "Oh, sorry if I'm too late. Can I have a code? We'll review it. One of our guys, will love it. She's really into this kind of game." And they're like, "Yeah, here you go, Sheepdog, whatever." And I've completely, I got that like half hour after I asked for it. You could have had it.
Wow.
Then I feel really bad. I'm sorry. That's such a cock up. But when you said the name of the game, I just stopped. I was like, oh no.
Well,
I know I could have kept that all quiet.
Because
But there
I
you go.
prefer things on PlayStation because I'm a pro, obviously.
I know you do.
Yeah. No, well, never mind. It's on Game Pass for free if you have Game Pass. But so, oh god, I started it. You now have a car. You have a vehicle to go around. You are now in the north, like where it's cold, so there's
Like
snow.
Pab.
Near me.
Yeah, near you. So, like
Oh.
before, you were in, I think, California kind of area. It was very warm. You were in a desert, blah blah blah. You'd like have to find a way.
Did you have a nice time, Pab?
But now you're in the north, so cold can be an issue. Like you get like a status saying underneath your character saying you're chilly. You can't do anything about it because you're just a bit cold.
Do you have another one that says fancies a brew?
It's funny because when it says you're chilly, doctor can't do anything. You're just a bit cold. I'm like, yeah, it's cold. But you're in Colorado Springs, wherever that is in the Americans.
Colorado, probably.
Yeah. And what are you doing? You're up there to. I think you need food or something because in the desert it's not doing well. And you meet this guy who's like the head of the area, and his children have gone a bit mental. They are trying to take over their dad by doing different things. So 3 of them have like 3 different camps. And as you get there, you have to go and help him because he's being attacked by a local group there. So I did that. And I'm just trying to figure it out because yes, I have played Wasteland 2. I played Wasteland 2 too much. I know that. I know how to play that. This is a bit different because I think it's because it's new, and I know it's a PC game put on Xbox and PlayStation show. So originally it is PC, but it's been modified for console, which sometimes is a bit fiddly because it doesn't know what it wants to do on the controller. But yeah, it's prettier. There's now I was in this, I'd like call it the third area, and I was going through it like a normal linear map, just A to B, but there was like this off cut, and I thought, oh, I'll just go around there. Went round there, and I found this thing called a creepy doll. Now these weren't in the first two games, I don't think, not that I've seen. So they're creepy dolls, and basically they are like really creepy. And the one I found was called Karen, which made me laugh because of Karens at the moment. Yeah. It made me giggle. But you find these, so they don't go into your inventory. They're just there. That you can find them in a different menu. But basically, they give your whole team a passive ability. So this one was everyone got an upgrade in their perception. So you didn't have to put the point into perception, just everyone got one. And I was like, that's cool, because now you don't have to, because like before you'd get like a skill every 2 levels, and it would be really annoying, because you're like, oh, I just need that one just to get it over there so I can do some more stuff. So that's fun, and they are creepy looking, like they're not fun. But because I went that way, I found this doll, and then in front of me there was some wolves. I killed them, and because of previously I'd found a area that had bits and bobs in, and I picked up some junk. Because I went around instead of like the way it was that you could have gone, I went the secret way. I found a laser beam thing, and because I had these bits of junk, I shoved them into this machine, and because there's a battlefield in front of me, I knew they were there. That's why I went round, and basically blew them all up with solar power. So that was fun, but like, yeah, I like games that you just don't have to go like straight through. You have like, you can go left and right if you can, because you have perception obviously in these games. Because one of my people's perception was quite high, I found the thing and I went through and found these collectibles and a really strong solar panel thing. It was quite fun. But yeah, I like Wasteland. Like, I nearly triple dipped on this, the second one last week, because really? I have it on PC, I have it on PlayStation 4, and then I was going to buy it on the Switch. I think it's on the Switch. One of them is on the Switch.
Yeah, I think it is.
I'm sure it is. But yeah, I do like Wasteland games, and I have been waiting so long for this.
Stop it. It's just making me feel really bad.
Like, so
I
long.
knew you liked him, and when I saw the advert, I was like, she's going to be so pleased.
He's had the code for a week.
I don't know how long I've had the code. It's not.
Well, no, because I know what he means. Because like my job offer, I didn't see through a notification that I would normally get. I just happened to go on my Gmail, and there it was. Yeah, I don't know what's up with Gmail at the moment. It seems to be not
26th. I got the code, so it's not
Sheepdog's
too long.
just DM'd a little code. I'm just going to put that into my PlayStation. So you could have been playing this game on Wednesday, Anna. How much do you want to punch Sheepdog now?
Never mind. I'll just.
It's what you say. It's what you say on the podcast. When we're done, you were going to tear him a new one.
Just going to mow me down on your next driving lesson.
Oh, don't talk about driving lessons. Oh, I do not have time for that.
I've been driving around in my new car all week with people flashing the lights at me and me just shrugging and going, I don't know how to stop the lights being this bright. I'm sorry. I've literally been just shrugging at people. I know I'm blinding you. I've turned it down. I can either have no lights or blinding lights, and I don't want to kill anyone. And then a friend of mine said, have you checked your computer? And I had a look through the computer bit, and there is this whole light setting in there where I can fiddle with them. But I'd just been turning this one dial going off, on, off, on. There's only 2 settings. What can I possibly do? Yeah, so if you hear anyone cursing the red car that's been blinding people, it was me, and I've now fixed the issue.
You're an idiot. I've also played Control. Again, okay. I'm still having issues with this game. It just doesn't like being on console. It really doesn't. It's really struggling in bits. So I was playing it on my second profile to get to the same place where I was on my first profile. I got to that point.
You're also crazy.
Yeah. Then I put my first profile on, and then I was doing it. It was like, I've done these missions in my other profile what is happening. So I've done things backwards and upside down and around, but that's fine. But it gave me a mission. So like I had to find someone, and I found them, and then it gave me a mission. I went to that mission. I thought, oh, that sounds cool. I'll go and do that because it's a side mission. It's not the main story. Yeah. And the enemies that there were killing me by just looking at me. Like, they were instantly mowing me down so quickly, so fast. So, yeah, I'm a level, 4, and they're 6. And I don't know why it's given me a mission at level 6 if I'm only level 4. So what I'm thinking is I need to do the stories that I did in my second profile on my first profile so I can get my level up.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try and do that. But it does struggle, bless it. Especially say I'm in a big battle with all the red things coming at me, and I pause my game. I go back in it, and it struggles.
So that's a known issue.
Oh, okay.
When you pause the game, when you come back out, half your frame rate is gone immediately.
Yeah.
It kind of goes, whoa, what the hell was that? It kind of it does it on the PC as well.
Okay, so it's not just
it's not everything.
Okay.
I thought they improved it. They did improve on it, but it still does it. It's like whenever you come out of a menu of like your weapons, your weapons menu or your missions menu, or you pause the game. It's like when you're thrown back into the game, it's like the frame rate just plummets down for a few seconds and kind of regains itself. Yeah, it does that.
Yeah, it's not unplayable, but you're like, okay, go on, carry on, get past yourself, like hurry up. So yeah, but like I do like the game, but I do find the boss, I find the normal areas fine, but the bosses are beastly. Like
bosses
they
are the hardest thing. Yeah,
they are hard to do. Like because I had this guy, and it was in a big room, and I didn't have the flying ability. And the room was small, and like there was him, there was his friends, and you're on your own, and like 4 or 5 times, and I just want to throw my controller. I'm like, I know what I'm supposed to do, but he keeps hitting me, and my health is awful. But I've got one of the DLCs, so I'll want to play it. I want to see.
You want to look for like your player mods and stuff like that, and your weapon mods. Go through them and see if there's anything. I did this with a boss. I changed all of my mods out just to suit this one particular boss.
How do you open them?
Sorry.
How do you? Because you have mod slots. I have one on my 2 weapons, and then
so you can upgrade your weapons with you get materials for things. I think.
Yeah.
You get random things and you collect. You go, what the hell is that for?
Yeah.
There is a certain you can upgrade the guns to give you an extra slot with them materials.
Okay, that makes sense.
Then you just put more slots on it, and then you can then put more mods into it. But if you fashion each gun or yourself to be a certain way for boss fights, I think you will fare better with it.
Oh, okay. I'll definitely have a look because I do enjoy it. It just the boss is just annoying.
Yeah, it was my favourite game of last year, and I hate the boss fights. I've never been so angry at a game. I don't think ever, because it's so infuriating.
Because there's no difficulty neither, is
and
there?
It's like sometimes it's like a really cheap death, and you're like, that wasn't my fault.
Yeah,
that wasn't me. That wasn't because I did something wrong. That was just cheap and mean.
Because you get stuck on because you have that throwing power, you get stuck on furniture, and that just breaks me. That does.
There's a boss that turns up, but it's like a big lamp-looking fella, like a big fella with a searchlight for a head.
Right.
And the searchlight comes on, and you've basically just got to prepare yourself, because he's going to start swinging his arms at you, and he's massive. He's like a giant compared to you. You're tiny. You're on this little platform, and he smashes through the platform, and there's nothing underneath you. So then,
that would annoy me.
So then you can occasionally just stumble through the floor because there's a hole there now, and you're like, that wasn't my fault. That's not my fault that there's a hole there now, and I can't. There's nowhere to go. I think you're probably a way to go. I think you're going to need the flying ability for that one anyway. So,
yeah.
But yeah, it's just just infuriating. Some of the boss fights are just mind.
Yeah,
just
I was
painful.
I was doing a mission and so it was like a long-winded thing, and I had to go back to other areas, and then it opened this door, and I thought, okay, I'll carry on. I'll finish this mission while I'm here. I must have tried and jumped this gap at least 20 times, and I was like, I don't understand. Like, she's getting there, but she's not grabbing it, and it was infuriating. So I looked on Google, I need flying ability. So it didn't say that. I got and because every time you die, it takes some of your sparkly bits away. Oh, that just... just... The game doesn't explain, and there's no difficulty, but it's a good game. Like, I want to know what's happening, and I want to know the stories in the weird motel, and it's all very strange. But
so, I can tell you, I have also played Control. So this very day, I played the Control AWE expansion.
The first or the second?
The second one.
Final one. That,
Final one. The Alan Wake expansion.
Oh, is that out now?
It came out yesterday. I've not played very much of it. But yeah, I have started that, and this game, I mean, it tanks. I was streaming it today, and it tanks my PC just for trying to stream it. It's bizarre how I can play Red Dead at 1080.
Yep.
With high settings, no issues whatsoever. I play this, I've got to have everything on the lowest setting. It's chugging down to pretty much nothing, and it feels just wrong. But there's no settings in the game for FPS, so it immediately, because it recognises the PC, it goes, right, 144 FPS, you can do this. Yeah, you've got a supercomputer, let's do it. And it's like, yeah, but I'm streaming. It doesn't know that I'm streaming, so it just tanks it. It just tanks it. And there's no way to just...
Sounds like you needed 2 PC setup, Pab.
Trust me. I have started looking into it, and I'm like, I don't want to.
There's a good boy.
I don't want to.
Nobody wants to, but we
Didn't
all have
you
to
just
eventually.
buy one, like, this
18
year?
months ago.
Really?
Yeah,
Was it that long
18
ago?
months ago, yeah. Not this February, just gone, the February before.
Wow.
So, yeah. Like I say, the computer itself is fine when I'm not streaming, but it struggles now, just putting a game out, like these games now. But so I had to like go into the NVIDIA control panel and force everything to run at 60, just to cap it down, and it worked. It did work. I managed to get it to work. But like, how's this game not got like a frame rate cap in the settings? It's like, are you kidding me?
It does seem weird, because they're bringing it that you have to get an upgrade to PlayStation 5 and Xbox, whatever it is.
Yes.
You have to rebuy the game, the new game that comes out. Like, it's like the complete edition. You have.
Yeah.
It's weird because you already own the game, so they want you to buy that game. It's very strange how they're doing it. I wonder whether
there might be like an upgrade to that level, like a
it just seems
upgrade,
bizarre,
maybe,
because
something like that.
You buy this Ultimate Edition on PlayStation 4, and then you can have an upgrade. But if you already own it and buy the DLC separately, you can't. I find that very bizarre.
I don't know. I did see that they defended it and explained the reason. I didn't read the article because I don't have it on them systems.
Yeah.
But I did see they did put a reason out there for what they were doing. I don't know what it was. But yeah.
I didn't read it either. I just saw it as like, I only want to play this game once. I don't need to play it twice, because it's not difficult, but I couldn't see myself playing it again, because I know what's happening. So I played some of that, and then this week I saw that Borderlands, was bringing out a 4th expansion, and I didn't know this was coming out. I thought there was going to be 3. Obviously, I spent way too much money on the Ultimate Edition because I am a nutcase, but anyway. So I have the Season Pass, and I was like, oh, interesting. Watched the video, and it looks as mad as anything. Like, I don't know. I think you're going into the brain of a raider, and everything is just a bit weird. But I like weird. I like Borderlands. So I put on my second profile, and now I'm playing it from the start again as a different character, because you know what? Why not? So I'm playing as the mech one, and it's fun. I've not died, which is fun, because when I was on my first profile, I played as Flak. That was fine because they could help you get alive if you went down. Then I played as the Siren and was finding that difficult. Now I'm playing as the mech, and I like the mech. I'm not dying. And the mech is powerful as anything. So, yay, that. Just getting back into my Borderlands. I think the DLC, the 4th DLC comes out on the 10th of September, which is 2 days after Amalur. So, I will be playing that and that next week, because I'm getting Reckoning of the Kingdoms of Amalur, which is out next week. So I'm buying that, and then on the 10th I will be playing Borderlands. So I've got lots of games, and not enough time to play them because things are happening everywhere. But yeah.
Because you're gonna get a job.
Well, I've been offered a job. I've had to do pre-employment checks, which can take 12 weeks to do. So I still have my other job at the moment, but yeah, we'll probably be moving soon, so yay for that. So
we're going to come and live next door to Pab.
We're not Pab, don't
The
worry.
dentist.
Yeah, Hannah's going to be a dentist,
Oh.
and we're going to live next door to you.
No, we're
I'm
not.
going to be the receptionist.
No,
I've just figured it out.
We're not moving north.
Pab gets all his money from the dentist, and he steals all the gold fillings off of people. This is how he's buying his second computer after 18 months.
He's a professional streamer.
Yes, Sheepdog.
Yeah, but he wasn't like 4 months ago. He's just, this money's come out of nowhere.
Do you know what he did? That was the trick to being a successful streamer. He started streaming a lot.
Mm.
That's the big trick, Sheepdog. Stream a lot.
I did 6 days last week, and I'm going to be done 6 days this week.
You are prolific. You are very prolific.
I
see you pop up, and I'm like, Christ.
Crazy.
Anna, did you just say you don't know how he does it?
I don't know how anyone does streaming. It terrifies
So I'm going
me.
to say, how do you not know how he streams a lot?
No, I know how.
When you live with me.
But I don't know. I could never do it myself. I like to play games silently. I don't think I could. Like,
I
now
do.
I'm playing a game. Yes, I'm talking to you, but it's because I've played this before. I wouldn't want to play new games. I'm talking because I like all story. I like to know what's going on. It's yeah.
I mean, I do that. You will sometimes notice on my streams where I'm just sat there, I'm engrossed in the game, and I'm not saying anything for a good few minutes just because I'm just in it, and I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot. I'm actually streaming. I forgot. I'm not. I forgot all about
Not
it.
everyone machine guns words the way I do constantly. I will not allow silence.
But yeah.
Yeah, the most exciting thing about all of this, I mean, Anna getting a job, that's fine. Us moving house, that's fine. The really exciting thing is hopefully I'll actually have one of these fancy indoor offices that I hear are a thing that some people have. So I won't have to sit on a desk in a garage for the rest of my life like I have for the last 5 years of doing this. So I'm very excited at the prospect of moving indoors.
I'm not, because
It's
you're
gonna be lovely.
loud.
Well,
You don't know how to
the
be
price you
quiet.
pay.
Well, it's not the price I pay. Be quiet.
Well, you're the one who wants to move and get a
I'm
job
not.
and
I'm
change
fine
everything.
staying here and just commuting.
You can't drive.
But I can get a 30 hour thingy one that does it in a week and a bit.
Do that then.
What does that mean?
She's talking about an intensive driving
because
course,
I
think.
asked.
Oh, right. I thought you meant like a
You
self-driving
should do
car.
that anyway,
No,
Anna.
because when it was obviously lockdown and things weren't happening, I asked this guy. I was like, I need intensive. I need it now. This is like he says on his website that he needs 6 weeks notice. I gave him 6 weeks notice, and then he came back. He basically goes, "I'll come round. I'll pop round." I was like, all right. He handed me a book, and I was like, thank you. And then he was like, this is what we can do. We can do a bit of lessons, but at the moment I've got my other ones that need to do all their tests. I'm like, that's fine, but I need intensive, like, as soon as. And then he messaged me the other day saying that he's got his previous pupils out the way. They've done their test. He's open. So I left it for a couple of days just to, because we were on holiday. I didn't want to get in the nitty gritty. I texted him yesterday and I was like, I need the intensive. These are dates I can do. They're 6 weeks. And he's like, no, I can't because I've got all these new students. I'm like, yeah, but this is why I got in touch with you. You said you could do it.
You could just, I mean, this is a gaming podcast, but still, you could just get any driving instructor and book them every night. It doesn't have to be some intensive person. I told mine I want to be passed by the end of February. It was mid-January. He was really annoyed with me, but he did it. Like, he was genuinely annoyed with me. Like, he wasn't happy for the first, 5 lessons. He was like, are you sure? And I was like, I have to be passed by the end of February.
Yeah.
I didn't really need to be. I just wanted to be. And we just did it. I booked the test, and he was like, it's too early. And I was like, no, it's not. And that's why I'm such a great driver now.
Yeah, I just, like...
You just explain how you didn't know how to turn off your headlights.
But he didn't teach me that. He rushed through it. And the man in Ford didn't show. He went, is there anything else you want to know? And I said, no, I'm good. And I drove out of the dealership and I got down the road and I thought, 3 Cougars I've had now and this idiot's never shown me how to turn the lights on. And all the other ones just didn't have high lights. They came on by themselves. They went off by themselves. Apparently the backlights never came on my last one until my friend told me how to turn them on. But yeah, I don't look backwards really when I'm driving, so unless I'm reversing. So yeah. Anyway, just get a normal instructor. Tell them you want 6 lessons a week, and you'll be done by September. I know I found that's probably an exaggeration, but October. I
found things that you can book like a 30-hour 2 weeks over 2 weeks and do both tests and be done. That's what I need because obviously I need, like, I've got 12 weeks until my vetting is done, and then obviously I've got another 4 weeks to give him my notice at work.
I don't know how Kev's going to find a place that allows him to have a dog, because he's already proven that's a problem, allows him to run a business from his house, has internet fast enough to do all the things he does, and is in the right place. I feel like this is a challenge.
Easy.
He says it is, so...
No one's going to have an issue with me working from home. That won't be an issue.
They shouldn't do in this climate, should they? But I don't know. My last house had a you can't run a business from this, and I had to give up all of the... I don't know, but that's why all of my business empires collapsed overnight.
That seems a little bit ridiculous. Like, how are they going to know? Like, Kevin makes videos, like...
There's all the cool girls standing outside my house.
Maybe.
Oh my word.
Sorry, alright.
There's the beer.
I'm only halfway through this one.
Put that one to one side then. Save that for after.
Yeah.
Goodness me. I'm just going to quickly nip in as we have a natural pause where no one's talked about games for about an hour. The only thing I've played this week, other than Football Manager, of course, is Minecraft. I've been back on Minecraft this week because we were on holiday. So I got my Switch back out. Didn't want to play on Animal Crossing because it's been too long. Everyone's going to be dead. Let's face it. There's been no one there. There's been no one in looking after him. It is going to be a massacre on that island. I will never go back to Penn Island now. They're on their own. So I've left that, and I was just playing Minecraft again. And I finally got to play with the new update with the Nether being all different. The Nether's very different now. There's stuff to do in the Nether now, Pab. There's stuff to do in the Nether. You have to wear gold in the Nether so you can...
Oh, I have seen this, yeah.
So that you can trade with the pigs.
Don't attack you and stuff.
My son was talking about this and I thought he was drunk or something. So what are you on about? Wearing gold, trading with pigs.
Yeah. Have you ever tried to trade with a pig, Sheepdog? Goodness me.
He's been hooked on playing. I don't know what's happened on Minecraft. I don't know whether he just discovered the button or whether I had just discovered I had Game Pass and that meant he could go online or what. But he's been playing all the multiplayer, like playing on these random little floating islands and running around these worlds where people are digging and playing games and fighting and stuff. But they've all been going into the Nether with their gold and all of that. And yeah, it's just he's just discovered a new lease of life on it recently as well. So, do you ever play the multiplayer-y?
Nah, I don't like other people.
Yeah, he's loving it. I think he's just missing other kids, so he goes on there and enjoys it. But yeah, Minecraft is so busy. Like every single game on there says it has like several 100,000 people playing it, or at least tens and tens of thousands of people. There's none where it's like, oh, there's for 300 people in here. It's mad how prolific that is.
So I hear it's catching on. It's quite a popular game. I predict big things for it.
I don't know. Like if you'd have said that a year or two back, everyone would have been like, "All right, Grandad, it's a 10-year-old game." Well, actually, it wouldn't be that mental to think it was still going to be massive in 10 years or whatever. It just doesn't seem to die, does it?
Minecraft's never going anywhere. It's this generation's Lego. It'll be around forever.
Yeah.
Right. Any more? Pab, you haven't said much.
Okay.
You must have games you've played.
I've got several things I've played. You may have noticed I did post last weekend a victory in Fall Guys.
Yeah, well done, Team Kev.
Yes, Team Kev again. I'm now up to 5 or 6.
Oh, what am I going to spend all these crowns on?
I know. Crazy, isn't it?
There's a new battle pass coming out for it, isn't there, with dragons and stuff?
Yes, like medieval themed levels this time.
I quite enjoyed. You didn't even know you were in the lead on one of them, did you? You were like, "Is this the last level? Am I at the front?"
Yeah,
what?
I was just talking, and I was like, I thought I was just playing, just going through the level. And I was, oh, this is the actual last level. Crap! I better actually get my act together.
You weren't even trying, and you were at the front. You're such a.
We've all been there.
That's the best way to do it. To not let the pressure get to you. You don't realise what you're doing. Just go. That must have been what it was. And the problem was it was that easy. It was like I looked around. It's like there's nobody near me. I was like, I just strolled up, and there's no one even close to me. And most of the times on that level, I'm nowhere near the front, and I just watch someone take the crown right at the end, as I'm at the bottom of the hill somewhere. But yeah, I just strolled up, got it, and there you go. So yes, we've been playing tons of Fall Guys, streaming Fall Guys, playing it. It's rage-inducing, but very good at the same time. Still very good game. It does bring out sweary Pab from time to time. It does happen.
Pab, no.
It does happen from time to time. I just the numpties and numbnuts at the back of that pack just drive me insane.
Yeah.
Come on, people, have some common sense. Stop all going on the wrong side of the seesaw. Come on.
Oh, I know. Yes.
Wrong side of the seesaw. Come on, just everybody on this end. And you're like, no, we're all going to go down this end. You're like, no. Oh well, you tipped it over. Never mind. We'll start again. Oh, anyway, Fall Guys is great. Play it. It's still on Game Pass, I think, for another few days, isn't it? Not Game Pass. PS Plus. Till the end of August, isn't it? I think.
But you can still play it if you don't have.
Oh no, I'm saying it's still available if you've not got it yet. Though it's still available free on PS Plus till the end of the month.
Yeah,
so yeah,
buy it. It's fun.
Yes. The other thing I have completed a game. Not only have I completed, I've platinumed a game.
Oh,
Mr. Fancy.
I platinum Ghost of Tsushima. I finished it. It's so good, and I'm gutted I've done with it now. Yeah, it's like Spider-Man from a few years ago when I platinumed that. It wasn't that. It's not that difficult to get it. It's really not. It's like collect everything, do everything on the islands. Mm-hmm. Basically, check every check mark on the maps. And the hardest one I did by accident. One of them was like you had to like you get a super kick ability at some point.
Fair enough.
You get a super kick. And Kev will know what a super kick is.
Super kick party. Yes, I like super kick.
Yes. So you get a super kick, and you have to kick someone off a cliff and kill them with the fall damage. And I was thinking, but I had to do that. I had to look for that achievement trophy. Like it's a hidden trophy, so I had to look it up. Right. And I was like, okay, but I'd already completed the game at this point, so I'm thinking, where am I going to find people near a cliffside? And I just got lucky.
Did you head for the coast? That's where I'd have gone.
I went to where there was a lighthouse.
Yeah.
And there was some people there, and I was like, oh, thank God. And I did it by accident.
Yeah.
I purely did it by accident.
Just accidentally super
But
kicking
yeah, because
around places,
I was
one going away.
because it's like the super kick is the strong attack of a certain stance, and I was in the wrong stance for the guy I was fighting, so I accidentally. I was just trying to do a strong attack on him, and I accidentally had the wrong stance out, so I super kicked him off the cliff, and he died. I was like, "Oh, result! I didn't mean to do that." And it wasn't like the cliff that goes down to the sea or anything. It was like just like a small ledge, and he happened to die from that. I was like, "Oh, result!" I got away with that, and that was the hardest one that I thought I would have had to get. The other difficult one, it wasn't difficult. Let's be honest, it wasn't difficult. It was to get the Sly Cooper armor. I already had part of it. It wasn't that hard really. Getting the rest, it was just go find certain locations. But yeah, Tsushima is a damn good game. It's nothing revolutionary. It's nothing like it's like groundbreaking or it's gonna change the way you think about video games or anything like that. But it's just a fun open world game that you want to tick boxes off mindlessly, collect upon. I think playing it on stream it was an ideal way to play it because I didn't have to focus solely. I didn't have to give it my 100% attention all the time because it was relatively, like say, mindlessly just go around ticking boxes off on the map and just clearing out enemies and stuff like that and clearing out encampments. And I can keep an eye on chat and I can have a conversation and I don't have to like focus on it. So I think that kind of helped. That improved the gameplay for me a little bit because, like I say, I wasn't 100% like focused on it all the time every time. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed that game, and I will not play it again now until I'll probably wait till the PS5 comes out now, and we'll see what it looks like on that system because it looks damned amazing on this one. So God knows what it'll look like on a PS5. What else have I played? The other thing I've played, and I'm so mixed feelings about this game. I played the Avengers beta.
I'm glad you did, though.
I'm so torn on it because I kind of want it.
I am,
but I cannot see the gameplay is just fine. So it's like so you play. It's Kamala Khan, isn't it? Miss Marvel. Kev will know this.
It is. That is correct.
Yeah. Okay. So you play her primarily. She seems like
at least in the demo.
She seems like the main protagonist from what I can see in the story of it. So you play her and you are trying to find Jarvis on an old server.
She's trying to get the Avengers back together, isn't she?
Pretty much, yeah. She's trying to find Jarvis on an old hard drive, and you end up going through this jungle to where this old like Tony's old hideout used to be, or something like that. And you find an old hard drive with Jarvis on it, and there you go. And then it comes to a certain point. You end up on the one of them helicarriers. What they called? I can't remember what they're called. You know what I mean, though. You end up on one of the helicarriers, and you're on you're at the war table, and then you get like a number of like levels across this like Earth, like it's basically like a globe, and you can just select whichever level you want, and the different types of levels. Like there's levels inside the actual helicarrier, which is like VR missions, and you do them, and you can earn stuff like that with it, and you earn are like you earn gear. So you earn like certain clothing, but it never changes what your outfit looks like. You can cosmetics are different again, but you earn like you level up your gear, so you get like plus like a level 9 gear instead of a level 7. What you get, and it has a toxic effect on it or whatever it does. So it damages enemies with toxic for however many seconds after you've struck them or whatever. Yeah, and you're just constantly working through that stuff. So I like the progression of like getting loot. But the gameplay itself, I'm not 100% on. It was just fine. And
I don't know why games are so obsessed with this just grinding through, getting loot again and again and again. Different, do you know what I mean? It's.
To be fair, I quite enjoyed it. I quite enjoyed like, oh, I've got something new. What is this? What does this do? Sort of thing. And like, it's kind of semi Borderlands, semi Destiny. I think in that aspect, is you're getting new armors, and new gears, and new like abilities and stuff, and you're like constantly going through like what you've just got, and like, is it better than this? Okay, do I swap it out and you do this and do that? But I kind of want to know the story now. The story is enough to get me intrigued, and like how much of this story is there, and how much is there like because of like rerunning missions, trying to get loot and stuff like that. I was like, do I want to keep doing that? I don't know.
So my concern is that I would love to see a proper Avengers story in a game, but I thought the story for Destiny sounded all right up front, and then there was such a thin, flimsy story. It relied entirely on just grinding the same missions over and over and over again. I don't think this is going to have much of a story to it, and that's a shame, because if they'd have just stuck to no faff, no repetition, no grind, no faffing around with kit, and just done a story and added chapters to that story, then it would have been great. But I think Destiny's changed.
I think that's what they're doing,
gaming.
though, Sheepdog. I think that is what they're doing. I think there's a core story there, but to upgrade your gear and your abilities, you will have to like grind some levels. But I think there is a core story there that you can do. But I don't know how much grinding you would have to do I don't think you have to do like multiple levels over and over again to get through, to get to the next level.
Like, don't get me wrong, I don't mind a little bit of leveling up. Like
Yeah.
most of the games I enjoy involve like Final Fantasy, Pokemon, Ni no Kuni. All of those sort of games involve me going and killing the same thing over and over again for a little bit. It's just making you repeat the same story thread that bothers me. If there's dialogue and stuff like that they make you go through, it's like, oh, all right, no, I've seen this cutscene, I've seen this conversation, I've heard this joke, or at least in the games that I'm talking about, you're just like, okay, I'm just going to hammer X while I don't even look at the screen for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I used to be able to just leave something on the controller, walk away, come back. Oh, brilliant! I'm ready to crack on now. But in these games, they expect you to enjoy their dialogue over and over and over again, and it just doesn't work.
There's something about it that I want to see. I want to see what the story is and stuff. I don't know. It's just because it's Marvel stuff that I'm kind of intrigued, and I want to like it more than I actually do. It could just be that. I don't know, but I'm intrigued enough. The other thing is like the PC port is apparently really bad, and it was like tanking my stream again the other day when I streamed it.
Well, do you know what? In that one though, you maybe like the other guys maybe are more technical, so they might have felt it more. But your stream didn't seem to have that many issues. I think you were panicking.
I was because I could see it, and I was like, "This is chugging all over the place. It's not smooth, particularly. Frame rate's dropping all over the place. It wasn't great.
I don't know if it was chugging for you and not for us.
It was fine. It was fine for me streaming it. I was watching a stream on my iPad, so I could see it.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. though. I was watching it on my phone or my whatever I was watching it on, and it was fine. And you were going, "Oh, it's not working. I'm just going to go change the settings."
Because what happens is OBS comes up and it's like it flashes like red, and it's like a thing in it encoding overloading or something like that. And I can tell if it starts doing that, I know it's going to start chugging. So it might have been me doing.
I was sat there thinking
me doing that, and it's just overreacting to it, maybe. But
you might have just been staving it off before it was happening. But while I was watching the stream, I was thinking, Pab, you've stopped everything a couple of times
go in
now,
and out of settings,
and it's been fine. Like, I was like, mate, it has been perfect. I've not noticed anything, and like I know that people do have different standards, and we've had, say, Matt Quine, for example, will always go, "Oh, the audio is terrible this week," and I'll listen to it back, and I've got it on full volume, and I'm thinking it sounds like I'm in the room with him. I don't understand what he's on about. And I think we've just learned that he's got broken ears, but that used to happen all the time with the podcast. So I do think I'm not as good at picking up these things, which is worrying. But your videos were fine. There was no judderiness or anything, and you turned it right down in the end, didn't you?
Yeah, I turned the settings right down, and what I found was Discord is not your friend. Discord was like taking up like 33% of my memory. I was like, why is Discord? I've got to just turn Discord off now whenever I'm streaming there, because it apparently it just hogs my memory for some reason. So yeah, I did turn it down. It kind of stabilised itself. And yeah, like I say, I played the PS4 version as well because I thought I could just get the PlayStation version because I thought if I'm going to play this, I could theoretically stream it. I thought, well, I can't theoretically stream it if it's not very stable and it's not a very good port on the PC. So I could, in theory, get it on the PS4. And then you do that, you end up with Spider-Man as well.
Yes. See, I was thinking I was going to get it on PS4, and then I was like, it seems like the kind of game you may need to co-op with people on.
Yes.
And no one I know, until you just said that just then, was going to get it. So I was kind of like, well, if no one's going to get it, I'm a bit rubbish at kind of turning up for multiplayer games anyway. Is it worth me getting? So if you can play it, I'm holding fire to find out if the story is any good, because people will soon rave about it if it is, if it's keeping it together. Because I mean, I said I didn't think there was any problem with the video, but you were experiencing some issues with it. I know it's still a pre-release, but also just if it can be played on its own. If you have to end up getting a party together to even get through it, then that's just going to make it too difficult. Not that we're particularly, I know that people listening would be more than happy to play it if we put a shout out. It's just, I don't know, I just want to be able to kind of play it at my leisure.
Yeah, me too.
Not be kind of stuck.
Me too.
I kind of wish they'd just gone for, I mean, I know it's different people making it, but just the Spider-Man game equivalent of an Avengers game, that would have been fine, I always hope that we'll get the the Arkham series will branch into a Justice League series. That would be amazing. But DC always they'll probably see this game do well, and then they'll try and make one, because they always seem to try and copy what Marvel's doing years later. But yeah, it is a game I want, and we were well hyped for it at Eurogamer last time. We all went to the stand thinking we'd get to play it, and they just had the costumes up. So it'd be a shame if it doesn't turn out to be what we want.
We shall see. Like I say, I'm as it stands, I won't be getting it on release. I might just hold off for a few weeks and see what the reviews say, and then see if it doesn't get the sales, they might start tanking the prices on these CD key websites. If it's not getting any sales, they do occasionally just start lowering the price then a bit, just to enough where I can justify giving it a go. So we shall see. Anyway, that's your lot. I'm going to shut up now because we're way over time.
I know, you need to edit 15 minutes of this out, Pab. I'll leave that to you. I assume this part's going, so I'm just going to say loads of swear words.
Kevin!
What?
That was disgusting. There's women in this chat.
Pab's going to have to bleep it then.
Yeah.
Right. If you want to follow us on the internet, Twitter is a good place to do that. We're at MG UK Podcast on there, or you can follow me everywhere at Lelujo.
And I'm at RB6K in most places, but sometimes I like to go by Sheepdog 6K because I'm just stupid and forget about branding.
I'm at Miss Lelujo.
And I'm at Pab1986 on Twitter and Twitch.
Awesome. See you next week, boys and girls.
Have a good week.
Thanks for listening, folks.
Next time you hear my voice, I'll be Kevy 4 times.